There we go. Nice. Good.
Let's use a few of the digital Vary programs. We'll start by turning the mode dial to the portrait icon. Now the camera sets itself to provide soft, natural-looking skin tones. It will also select the focus bracket on the subject closest to the camera in the frame, automatically. And the AF illuminator will light to assist the focus when the lighting is poor. Let's just find a subject, point, and shoot.
Right up here against the cabana here. Now, if I can get you leaning against here. Now, you know, when somebody's relaxed, they have their weight kind of on one foot. There you go. Perfect. Just like that. That came very naturally. Look nice and relaxed. Now, I'm going to step back here.
By being in portrait mode, the camera is already set to give you a relatively fast shutter speed to minimize any unsteadiness in your hands. And believe me, we all have some.
There we go, Pam. That looks good. Now, at the widest end of the zoom here at 18, I'm getting a lot of clutter around Pam. So one of the advantages of using the zoom lens is that I simply have to zoom in. I don't have to change my position. And if you're working at the edge of a pool or something like that, changing your position can be difficult, to say the least. I'm just going to zoom in now and come in a little tighter on Pam. Ah, yeah. Now she's filling the frame much more, and it's much more about Pam. The picture becomes much more about Pam and much less about all the clutter around her. So let's do a couple more like this. The light is beautiful. She looks great, nice and relaxed.
So, I compose my shot. I squeeze the shutter release halfway. I like to see that her eyes are in sharp focus. And when I'm ready, I take the picture.
That's great.
Now see how much better that looks without all the unnecessary detail. Now sometimes you want to take a picture on a bright sunny day, and the very best thing you can do is to add a small burst of flash. If your subject has light coming from behind or overhead, either from the sun or artificial lights, the camera will recognize this in portrait and some of the other shooting modes. So when you squeeze the shutter release to focus, watch how the flash pops up. Perfect exposure. Now see how dark her face would have been without the flash.
Okay, girls, looking good. That's it. Okay, keep those smiles going.
We're still in portrait mode, so the exposure is set for natural-looking skin tones and a soft background, just as before.
All right.
Now, have you ever taken a picture of two people and find that they are out of focus, but the background is nice and sharp?
Thanks.
That's because the autofocus can tunnel between and focus on the background. To avoid that is simple. Just focus on one person, keep the shutter release pressed halfway down, recompose, and then press the shutter release all the way. Now another option would be to use the multi-selector to select the focus bracket on one of the people to assure focus in that area of the picture.
Good. Thanks.